Hi, I'm Madi Martinez. We're here to talk about Chapter 4 of The Artist's Way. This chapter is called Recovering a Sense of Integrity. Sometimes I like to look up words that seem really easy to understand, but sometimes I just want clarity about what that word means when I'm reading. So I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT says, integrity means having strong moral principles and being honest, even when no one is watching. It involves staying true to your values, keeping your promises, and doing the right thing, even when it's difficult. Integrity is about consistency between your words, actions, beliefs. I don't know if I have integrity. I'm not very consistent. I can be contracted and small and low energy, and I can be ready to engage and confident and extroverted and interested in other people. I can be mean. I can be fucking mean, and I can say things that rip you apart. And I can be very sweet, very kind. And it's not that I don't think I'm bipolar. Not that there's anything wrong with being bipolar. If you have, I don't know, I worry about being politically correct. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I say things and then I hurt people's feelings, and I don't know how to be, and I punish myself constantly. What is this? Back to my shit. Let's check in. I did 6 days for my pages. I'm always missing Sunday. Writing my pages feels helpful to empty my brain a bit, and it helps me remember things that I've forgotten. So then while I'm writing, I remember things I need to do or things that I'm interested in, and I like that. The artist date feels very pressure-filled to do something special. So when I have the extra time, I don't really want to go out of my way to do something special for myself. I know that that's just resistance to the process, and that I need to be in commitment to it. But also, I like lifting weights. I like running. I like being outside. I like doing my regular daily things like stretching, cooking something for myself, doing laundry. I don't enjoy washing dishes, but afterwards I do. I feel like, oh, I got a little time by myself to as in my video 1 I said, fill the well with repetitive rhythmic tasks. I don't have any kids, so mostly I do whatever I want to do. What I really wish I was doing more of is seeing my family. I spend most of my time alone, but I'm always working on something or planning something. I did watch Normal People this week, which felt like a treat. I have 1 episode left. I just really love the sense of yearning. The yearning in the show, and the way that the characters look at each other with their eyes. It reminds me of 2005 Pride and Prejudice. And that's a movie that brings me a lot of comfort. Watched that many a menstrual cycle. Just cuddled up and listening and watching. Just such a peaceful movie. Really, just peaceful. And that's been coming up a lot on my FYP, intimate edits of the characters looking at each other. First section of the chapter is called Honest Changes. The morning pages force us to confront the truth of what is going on in our heads every day. So it's at this point in the process that Julia says, many tend to abandon or neglect the pages. Morning pages help you get really clear about who you are to yourself and what you want. Chekhov advised, if you want to work on your art, work on your life. That's another way of saying that in order to have self-expression, you must first have a self to express. We arrive at clarity, and clarity creates change. Pages pose problems and solutions. Over time, calls for action become action plans. Thanks to the morning pages, we learn what we want and ultimately become willing to make the changes needed to get it. Julia mentions that the changes are accompanied by kriyas. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. How to pronounce kriyas. Yeah. Kriya is Sanskrit for surrender or spiritual emergency. She said, perhaps they should also be spelled like kriyas because they are cries of the soul as it is wrung out through changes. It's clarification that it's finally time to just let go. The morning pages point the way to reality. This is how you're feeling. What do you make of that? Art lies in the moment of encounter. We meet our truth and we meet ourselves. We meet ourselves and we meet our self-expression. As we gain or regain our creative identity, we lose the false self we were sustaining. The loss of the false self can feel traumatic. Remember that the more you feel yourself to be terra incognito, the more certain you can be that the recovery process is working. You are your own promised land, your own new frontier. Shifts in taste and perception frequently accompany shifts in identity. One of the clearest signals that something healthy is afoot is the impulse to weed out, sort through, and discard old clothes, papers, and belongings. By tossing out the old and unworkable, you make way for the new and suitable. The old you is leaving and grieving, while the new you celebrates and grows strong. As with any rupture, there is tension and relief. Long-seated depression breaks up like an ice flow. Long frozen feelings thaw, melt, cascade, flood, and often overrun their container, you. You may find yourself feeling volatile and changeable. You are. Be prepared for bursts of tears and of laughter. A certain giddiness may accompany sudden stabs of loss. Think of yourself as an accident victim walking away from the crash. Your old life has crashed and burned. Your new life isn't apparent yet. You may feel yourself to be temporarily without a vehicle. Just keep walking. If this description sounds dramatic, it is only to prepare you for the possible emotional pyrotechnics. Once we engage in the process of morning pages and art estates, we begin to move at such velocity that we do not even realize the pace. There will be a change in energy patterns. Your dreams will become stronger and clearer, both by night and by day. Fantasy of a benign and unexpected sort will begin to crop up. There will be bursts of spontaneous singing, dancing, and running. Your tastes and judgments and personal identity will begin to show through. Each day's morning pages take a swipe at the blur you have kept between you and your real self. The snowflake pattern of your soul is emerging. Each of us a unique, creative individual. You will have noticed an increased, sometimes disconcerting sense of personal energy, some bursts of anger, some flash points of clarity. You may be experiencing a sense of both bafflement and faith. You are no longer stuck, but you cannot tell where you're going. You may feel that this can't keep up. You may long for a time when there was no sense of possibility, when you felt more victimized, when you didn't realize how many things you could do to improve your life. It is normal to yearn for some rest when you are moving so rapidly, but what you will learn to do is rest in motion, like lying in a boat. Your morning pages are your boat. They will both lead you forward and give you a place to recuperate from your forward motion. The morning pages symbolize our willingness to speak to and hear God. My emotions have been erratic this week, and I have felt angry. I felt immense grief, and I don't know how much of that is actually related to this process and how much of that is because of the state of the world and how quickly it seems we are descending into fascism. I wish that somebody would fucking do something about Elon Musk. I saw a video where people, government employees, maybe they were congressmen, I don't know. I've seen so much shit, but they were trying to get into the Department of Education, and some rando guy with a Band-Aid on his neck was blocking the entrance to the building. And they were like, "You're not gonna let us in?" And he was like, "No." He was just standing there, and they didn't do anything. They're just like, "What? Who are you?" And it's just like, this is just some random guy, and you're just gonna let him stand in front of the door? I don't know. I don't know what to think. I really am so confused. And I do feel sudden stabs of loss. I'm remembering things that are upsetting to me. I'm very sensitive right now. The next section is called Buried Dreams and Exercise in the middle of the chapter. She's asking, list 5 hobbies that sound fun. I said running, dancing, singing, lifting, interviewing people. List 5 classes that sound fun. I think maybe like a salsa dancing, pole dancing, guitar lessons, singing lessons, and maybe some social science classes. List 5 things you personally would never do that sound fun. I had a hard time listing 5 things that I wouldn't do because if something sounds fun, I'm going to do it. Like, I took a CPL class and I didn't get my license or my certification or license to carry a gun, but I did that class and it wasn't very fun. I cried when I shot the gun, but I did it. I wrote carpentry classes because I'd really like to make things, build things, but I don't like sounds. I don't like loud sounds. I like playing music, but I don't like just any kind of grinding, or I don't like too much sound. I don't know how to express that. List 5 skills that would be fun to have. I said dancing, carpentry. I said it'd be cool to know more about adult things like real estate, or I'd like to know more about how houses are built. I find it very interesting. There was a man that came over to work on the furnace. I don't remember what he was doing, but he was telling me about the way that the air filters through the house. And it was at the same time I was doing my ACE personal training for fitness, and it reminded me of what they were saying about the way that the blood filters through the body, and it cleans itself in the lungs. So it's like the furnace, the air comes, I don't really know, but the air comes through these filtration systems, just like how the blood comes through filtration systems and then gets pushed back out into the house or the body. I don't know how I got on that, but I want to know more about houses. List 5 things you used to enjoy doing. I used to enjoy hosting parties. I really like partying. I used to enjoy partying. Drinking, I don't drink anymore. But I think it'd be fun to make some special mocktails. I don't want to say so much. There's this concoction by, I think they're called 3 Spirits or 3 Sisters. Yes, 3 Spirit. They have these special elixirs that have like valerian root, different herbs. I want to get those and make some special drinks, because I had a special drink in Marquette in northern Michigan at a place called Bodega, and they had those elixirs, and I had a special drink there, and I loved it. List 5. Yeah, back to my question. I liked making tents. I really like tents to watch movies in, to read, to just find peace and safety and a sense of just being able to just disappear from whatever is outside the tent. I liked performing, singing. I liked researching the paranormal and metaphysical, and I liked playing Barbies when I was little. And I liked playing house. List 5 silly things you would like to try once. I feel like this was a stupid question because although I am silly, I do what I want when I want. And all I could really think of here is that sometimes I just want to drive away. And go somewhere far away and explore that place. Because I used to go on road trips by myself in order to meet people maybe in different states that I know. And then we would explore that place, and I don't do that anymore. But gas is also really expensive, so I feel like that's irresponsible and unreasonable. And if these tariffs go through, cars are going to be really expensive, and I don't want to compromise the health of my car for just going free and easy down the open road. The next section of the chapter is called Reading Deprivation. She says, do not skip the tool of reading deprivation. I didn't do it. She says, a week of no reading. For most artists, words are like tiny tranquilizers. We have a daily quota of media chat that we swallow up. Like greasy food, it clogs our system. Too much of it, and we feel, yes, fried. It is a paradox that by emptying our lives of distractions, we are actually filling the well. Without distractions, we are once again thrust into the sensory world. Reading deprivation casts us into an inner silence. If we monitor the inflow and keep it to a minimum, we will be rewarded for our reading deprivation with embarrassing speed. Our reward will be a new outflow. Our own art, our own thoughts and feelings will begin to nudge aside the sludge of blockage, to loosen it, and move it upward and outward until once again our well is running freely. Reading deprivation is a very powerful tool, and it is a very frightening one. Even thinking about it can bring up enormous rage. For most Black creatives, reading is an addiction. We gobble the words of others rather than digest our own thoughts and feelings, rather than cook up something of our own. Julia gives a list of some things to do other than reading. Oh, that's my own note. She said, listen to music, make curtains, wash the dog, sort closets, pay bills, write an old friend, repot some plants, mend, cook, fix a bike, watercolor, rewire the lamp, paint the bedroom, rearrange the kitchen, work out, meditate, have friends over, get the stereo working, sort bookshelves, go dancing. Even at the safe remove of the written word, I can feel the shock waves of antagonism about trying this tool. I will tell you that those who have most resisted it have come back the most smugly rewarded for having done it. The nasty bottom line is this: sooner or later, if you are not reading, you will run out of work and be forced to play. You'll light some incense or put on an old jazz record or paint a shelf turquoise, and then you will feel not just better, but actually a little excited. When I typed this out for myself to read to you, I was like, fuck that. I need to be connected to what's happening. I feel like I have a personal responsibility to witness the changes that are happening. Like people being sent to a concentration camp in Guantanamo Bay, or people being murdered by the US and Israel in Palestine. I feel like to turn away is just cowardice and privileged. And at the same time, I know that if I don't turn away, at some point, if I don't take some time to myself, I'm going to burn out. But I just feel this guilt. I feel guilty for checking out. And I know that I don't have to check out forever, but everything can be so all or nothing for me. Like, if I'm not totally in it, then I feel like I will fall. I don't know what I'm saying. It just doesn't feel like the right time. But maybe that's just my resistance, and deprivation is everything that I need. Okay, so last but not least, I have my tasks. First task says, environment. Describe your ideal environment. Town, country, swanky, cozy, 1 paragraph. 1 image, drawn or clip that conveys this. What's your favorite season and why? Go through some magazines and find an image of this or draw it. Place it near your working area. I said, in the woods with privacy, but not too far from a town or a city that has many vegan options and things to do. I want a clean home with space to work out, to do projects, and I want a sauna by the Great Lakes with land so that my family and friends can come and build homes on my land if they want to. And I want a garden and a greenhouse where I can grow food and herbs. I said my favorite season is fall. I love the cool, crisp air and the trees and the smell of that season. Next task says time travel. Describe yourself at 80. What did you do after 50 that you enjoyed? Be very specific. At 80, I want to be fit as fuck. I want my knees to be strong. I want to be physically capable. I want to be educated. I want free time. I have a friend from the gym who's in her 70s, and she's hot. She moves her body like a very young person, and she looks incredible. And it's because she takes care of herself, and she does triathlons. So I'm looking at her, and I'm not afraid to age. As long as I do the things that she does, I'm going to be fine. The next task says time travel. Remember yourself at 8. What did you like to do? What were your favorite things? When I was 8, I liked to watch movies, write songs, play pretend. I liked to play Barbies, play house, ride my bike. I really liked thinking about ghosts. And I also like to dream about what it would be like to be in love one day. Maybe I didn't know what that meant, but I knew that it would feel good. And I liked rotting in my bed and on the couch. And I liked listening to music, and I liked asking questions. Next task. Environment. Look at your house. Is there any room that you can make into a secret private space for yourself? Convert the TV room, buy a screen, or hang a sheet, or cordon off a section of some other room. This is your dream area. It should be decorated for fun and not as an office. All you really need is a chair or a pillow, something to write on, some kind of little altar area for flowers and candles. This is to help you center on the fact that creativity is spiritual, not an ego issue. I haven't done this yet, and I feel resistance to it, but I think it's really important, and I would like to do that. It's just tough because I don't have a lot of space, but I do have some special areas in my house, like my reading corner, my desk here, and I have a bench in the other room where I dissociate after my showers. She says, plan a small vacation for yourself, an extended artist date, 1 weekday. Get ready to execute it. I don't know why I feel such resistance to this. I actually feel mad when I think about it because I know what I like to do, but sometimes I'm like, do I like this because I've told myself enough times that I like it, or do I like it because it's actually something that I enjoy doing? Also, I'm infected with self-hatred. And I feel angry with myself for not being everything that I ever dreamed about being. And I don't even know what I would even want to do. I think I'm depressed and overwhelmed. I feel like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't actually care about anything, and I know that's not true. I think I'm just tired. But maybe the reading deprivation would fix me, and I wouldn't feel so inundated. Maybe it's normal to feel this way. Maybe it's normal to feel like shit when stuff like this is happening. I'm trying to just be nice to myself and be patient with myself and not hard on myself, because I can't change anything that I've done in the past. All I can do is focus on this moment today. Back in chapter 2, Julia had listed both the basic principles and the rules of the road, which are 2 separate lists. But I felt like I didn't want to share both lists that week, so I can share the rules of the road list with you today. They state, in order to be an artist, I must show up at the page, use the page to rest, to dream, to try. Fill the well by caring for my artist. Set small and gentle goals and meet them. Pray for guidance, courage, and humility. Remember that it is far harder and more painful to be a blocked artist than it is to do the work. Be alert, always, for the presence of the great creator leading and helping my artist. Choose companions who encourage me to do the work, not just talk about doing the work and why I am not doing the work. Remember that the great creator loves creativity. Remember that it is my job to do the work, not judge the work. Place this sign in my workplace. Great creator, I will take care of the quantity, you take care of the quality. Thank you so much for watching this video today about my week 4 experience. If you've gotten anything out of this video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel to witness the rest of my Artist Way documentation. I would really like to read your thoughts in the comments. That would mean so much to me. I really appreciate your time and attention. We have such a limited amount of time on this earth, and we literally won the lottery to be here, and I'm grateful that we have the opportunity to impact each other. So take care of yourself, be safe out in the world, and I'll talk to you soon.